Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube classes. Hope you all are fine. In our last video, we have seen water's heat, water's temperature, scales of temperature, then thermal expansion, and we have stopped with anomalous expansion of water. Today in our video, we are going to see an experiment related to anomalous behavior of water, that is Hobbes experiment. Now let us first see the experimental setup for Hobbes experiment. When you go through this, you can see the Hobbes experiment as given here. It is having a cylindrical structure here. It is a metallic cylinder. Then you can see two thermometers over here, kept one at the top and one at the bottom side. Then towards the middle you can see a trough there, inside which you will be having a freezing mixture, and I'll tell you what this freezing mixture will be. Now inside this cylindrical tube it will be filled with water. So this is the basic structure or apparatus for your Hobbes experiment. Now this is the figure you are going to have for your Hobbes experiment. As I told you earlier, you are having a thermometer at the top T1, thermometer T2 at the bottom, center you are having a trough in which you are having the freezing mixture, and this freezing mixture will be a mixture of ice and salt. Clear? Let us come to the experimental procedure. In the procedure, what you are going to do is this water you are going to take in this apparatus will be of normal temperature, or it will be at the room temperature initially, and then you are inside this trough you are going to keep the freezing mixture, which will be a mixture of salt and ice. Why mixture of salt and ice is that if you add salt to ice, it will not melt too fast, it will get longer time to melt. Now since you are going to have a freezing mixture of ice here, slowly what happens, as the time passes, the water temperature will start to change, isn't it? Now what you are going to do as your procedure is that nothing you are going to do, you will take regular time interval and you will be noting down the temperature reading in the thermometer T1 and T2 separately. Okay, this you will be doing it for a long time. Make sure you take the readings in equal intervals of time. If you are going to note down the temperature in every 5 minutes, continuously you take the reading for 5 minutes, or if it is going to be for 10 minutes, you will be taking the readings of T1 and T2 continuously for 10 minutes only. So that is what is your experimental procedure. Now once you take this reading for a long time, let us see what are the observations you are going to get with this readings. Now you already know that initially, since you are going to take the water at room temperature, that reading for T1 and T2 both will be the same temperature, that is your room temperature. Now as your procedure is going on, the next observations what you are going to see throughout as the time passes, what you will be seeing is that initially this T1 thermometer will not show any change. It will not have any change. The reading will be at room temperature itself for a few time interval. Now the change initially will be for your thermometer T2. How the change is that you will see that the thermometer T2, the temperature is going to decrease steadily and reaches a particular temperature 4 degrees Celsius. Now once it reaches this particular temperature 4 degrees Celsius, it is not going to decrease anymore. If you see a graph, you will see that constantly it will decrease, and once it reaches 4 degrees Celsius, it is not going to change anymore. This will be a steady value. Whatever readings you are going to take in time interval, it will be at 4 degrees Celsius itself. Now once this reaches 4 degrees Celsius, now you will see that the thermometer reading T1 is also going to change. That is, the reading of thermometer T1 will also start to decrease rapidly and comes down to 0 degrees Celsius, where that part will become ice, isn't it? Because you have taken water in that at 0 degrees Celsius, water changes to ice form. Now once the thermometer reading T1 comes to 0 degrees Celsius, that is also going to be steady, no more further changes. Now when you come across the two thermometer readings, your final readings will be like this. Your T2 value will be steady at 4 degrees Celsius continuously, and T1 value will be steady at 0 degrees Celsius continuously. Now let us see what will be the reason for this, isn't it? We are learning about anomalous expansion of water. Now let us see how this anomalous expansion of water is taking place in this Hobbes experiment. Now according to this, initially you know that the thermometer readings T1 and T2 will be at room temperature itself, no change. Now you have already said you are filled with a mixture here, freezing mixture, which will be your ice and salt. So since you are having the ice here, the water near to this portion, the temperature will start to change, isn't it? Now here the water is going to contract, and as a result the density of the water is going to increase. Now when you have learnt about your density in your smaller classes, you have learned that one which is having density more will be sinking towards the bottom, isn't it? One which is having more density will sink towards the bottom, and as a result the nearby water here, as it gets the temperature changes, it is going to contract and the density increases, and it will start coming to the bottom, and the less denser water here at the bottom will start to go on the top. So this procedure is going to take place, and as a result what happens? The initial room temperature is going to decrease, and that will be shown in your thermometer T2, and it will reach, after a time interval, it is going to reach 4 degrees Celsius, and after which it is not going to change, isn't it? Now what about the upper thermometer? Till it reaches 4 degrees Celsius, see, once the water till here is going to have a steady value, the above water is not going to be affected, it will remain only at the room temperature, isn't it? So as it cools, it contracts, and the density increases will be coming to bottom only. That is why till it reaches 4 degrees Celsius, your thermometer T1 is not going to show any changes. Now once it reaches 4 degrees Celsius, means still here almost the water has contracted and it has reached to the value 4 degrees Celsius, and afterwards what happens? The water above will also start to change, isn't it? Now due to the anomalous expansion, what is anomalous expansion? Below 4 degrees Celsius it is going to expand. Now it has already reached 4 degrees Celsius, and again as the time passes, what happens? The water near to this will not contract now, it is going to expand due to anomalous expansion, and once it expands the density is going to decrease, and the water here, less denser water here, will move up, and the topmost water which is more denser will come down, and this procedure will continue for a period of time. That is why your thermometer T1 reading will come lesser, and finally it will reach a reading 0 degree Celsius, right? And hence finally your T2 temperature will be at 4 degrees Celsius, and your thermometer T1 will show you 4 degrees Celsius. Now at this 4 degrees Celsius, I told you in the bottom part, in the first half, the density will be increasing, isn't it? So since the density is increasing till 4 degrees Celsius, and after that what happens? In the second half the density is going to decrease. So we can conclude that water is having maximum density at 4 degrees centigrade, isn't it? Now at this stage you are having 4 degrees centigrade for your T2 and 0 degrees centigrade for your T1, which means that anomalous expansion occurs between 0 degree centigrade and 4 degree centigrade. Now this is all about your Hobbes apparatus, and as a homework, what you can do is that take your textbook, read your experiment properly, and especially learn the figure properly. That is important, because for your exam, either the figure can be asked with some parts will be missing, you will have to fill it, or either directly Hobbes experiment can be asked. So you have to be well prepared in all the sides. Clear? So go through your textbook, read your textbook properly, and go through the experiment, and if you have any doubt, put it down in the comment box. So let us wind up for today. Thank you. Stay safe.